This week on Pole House Black Pot Weekend Getaways, we're finishing up our adventure in Davisdale Conservation Area here in Howard County. And on the menu,
we're doing an old-fashioned creamy rice pudding over the open fire.
So stick around. This is Wade and I'm Angel, and this is Iris, and we are Pole House Black Pots Weekend Getaways, where we show you all things yummy to cook in cast iron as we visit different places.
Welcome back to another weekend getaway, part 3.
If you're just joining us, never been here before, welcome. We've been here. This is the third video at Davisdale Conservation Area here in Howard County, Missouri. If you're looking for a place to go camping and not have to pay anything for it, you ought to hunt up some Missouri Conservation Department.
Nice
you're passing through.
Yeah, these are just this is a parking lot camping, but it's very nice.
There are some that have individual spots, but for the most part, the ones you can camp out. Now, it's not every Missouri State Park or conservation area.
True.
You have to look. I'm putting the website down underneath here, and I'll list it in the description below too, of where you can go and look for campsites.
Yeah.
We just got done eating our supper.
That was
fabulous.
Last week's video. That was pasta, or chicken pasta primavera.
It was very good.
Which is kind of the first time you've ever had anything. I had it one time a long time ago in an Italian restaurant, and it was very good. And it's a very wonderful spring, summertime, kind of a light pasta dish that I think you all enjoy. So check out last week's video because it's wonderful.
This week, we need dessert. We're packing up tomorrow.
But not tonight. We've got plenty of time. We're not very far from home. So.
Yeah, we're not very far from home. So, something that, it's an old recipe.
I think it is. We've got a variation from it, from
a Betty Crocker cookbook from the year I was born, 1966. But I have found this recipe in some cookbooks from 1906. So, it's a creamy rice pudding that Wade makes. Now, normally you do it in a double boiler, but he's going to show you how to do it in a Dutch oven.
Over the fire.
Over an open fire. So, we're going to regroup, and we'll get right back with you.
Okay. All right. I think we're set. Got a fire going still from our supper time cooking, and we're going to cook our supper time dessert. And we're using a really good app that we use a lot called AnyList, and it pulls up, you got recipes on here.
They are not a sponsor.
They're not. So we're doing, this is a single recipe. Usually we make a double recipe in a double boiler at home, and we have enough for about 3 different times of serving. So
we're hoping we can eat it all today.
Yeah, okay, but we're doing a regular single batch. So we're going to use something we don't use very often, a little 8-inch Dutch oven. If you're going to do a double, you probably need a 10-inch. We use our 10-inch deep. So this recipe calls for not very many ingredients. We're going to start with 2.5 cups of whole milk. Put that right in our Dutch oven. Oh, and I done made a mess.
At least you did it, not me.
We'll wipe that off. Now if I can find a 1/2 cup. There's the 1/2 cup. Okay.
Now, this is whole milk, not 2%.
You can use 2%. We had before, and it works, but it's supposed to be creamy rice pudding, so you really need the whole milk. Okay. And we're going to need a 1/2 cup of uncooked long grain rice, right? And you could probably use some other kind, but this is about the easiest, probably the best.
Though.
Yeah, uncooked. A lot of your recipes that you find, you use leftover cooked rice, and then you milk sugar and eggs and all that and bake it. And this one is totally different. I think I like it better. More of a custardy, creamy pudding, per se, than it's just rice pudding, not set. And it calls for 1/4 cup. I don't think I brought 1/4 cup, hon. I didn't bring a quarter of a cup of sugar. We have to have a half teaspoon of salt and a stirring utensil.
All right, well, hold on a minute. Let me put this over here.
Quarter teaspoon of salt.
Having me being your sous chef again, huh?
And we'll be right back when Angel gets back with the measuring cup that I forgot. Thank you, Angel.
You're welcome.
A quarter of a cup of regular old plain old sugar. Got a little clumpy already. Break that up a little bit. Quarter cup of sugar. Now, take our wooden spoon, give it a stir. Now, there's only one ingredient that we will add, but we'll add that at the end for serving. So, we're going to put the lid on. Lid's right here. Now, this is the tricky part of the recipe. We normally do it over a double boiler. And the water in the double boiler is usually at a low boil, high simmer. And we stir it every 5 to 10 minutes, and it takes almost an hour. And when it gets to the thickest consistency you want of a pudding, then that tells you that the rice is done and tender. So what we've got to be able to do is do like a medium-low heat. A medium heat, you can tell if you get your hand right underneath it and you count to 5. So I go 1, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. And that 5, and before you had to pull your hand away, is a medium. And I did 5 without any problem. So we're probably not too low, because if we get too low and we get too hot a heat, what we're going to do is we're going to scald our milk. Right, and then it'll maybe even separate the milk. So it's kind of slow process of bringing this up to temperature and slowly letting it cook in. So it's a little tricky, so we're going to keep an eye on it over probably it'll take an hour. So unfortunately, it's pushing it's after 7, so we're probably going to be shooting the rest of the part of this video in the dark, but we'll do our best. So we're just going to let it cook. Keep stirring it every 5 to 10 minutes
so it doesn't stick
on the bottom.
The last ingredient, let me see if I got it right. Is it vanilla?
No.
Oh, so now the plot thickens.
We have added vanilla in the past, but we decided that we really didn't need it and we didn't like it, but you could add vanilla.
We're going to wait.
Yes.
You'll have to wait until the end.
So we're going to let it cook, and we'll see you all here in just a little bit.
On this channel, we show you yummy, delicious, and interesting things to cook in cast iron, most specifically Dutch ovens. Do you know we have a cookbook? It not only shows you great tips how to use your Dutch ovens, but it gives you our first 2 years of recipes. They're $20 with $6 shipping and handling. You can get those at Pole House Black Pots, P.O. Box 212, Fayette, Missouri 65248, or on Venmo.
Yes, in the Venmo, look up Pole House Black Pots on Venmo. Okay, we're finally getting a good amount of heat. I probably didn't quite I was a little scared to get too much too quick and scald our milk, but it's starting to cook good now. It still looks like thin soup, but now that so you can kind of see it hopefully steaming a little bit. There's some smoke, some steam, of course, but we don't want to get too hot too fast, and we don't want it boiling. We just want to get it good hot like that and let it keep on cooking. We got about a medium heat, about 5 seconds. So went up from a medium low to a medium heat. We're going to let that cook there a bit. We've been stirring about over 6 minutes, and we're still probably going to take another 20 minutes or so before it thickens up. And once it starts thickening up, it'll come together pretty quick. So we'll just keep it going in and keep it stirring it.
Well, wait.
This is taking longer than we anticipated. I think I was too conservative on worrying about overcooking it and boiling it over and scalding it. But as you look here,
well, that looks done.
That looks done finally. A lot different than when we started it, isn't it, Angel?
Yeah, it is.
And it cools a little bit, it'll thicken too. So I think we're gonna call it good. Let's not. Pretty good, isn't it? Now, yep. We're gonna take it off the heat. I think we'll take it over to we'll take it over by the trailer.
Yeah.
Camper, and then we'll put the last ingredient.
Yep.
Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, I think we're finally done. Now, last ingredient is, lo and behold, about 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon.
Or whatever amount you want.
Yeah, we do about 1/4 teaspoon. Stir that in. Now, like I say, you could add vanilla. We did once, and I didn't think we didn't really think it added much to it, so we didn't.
We like the cinnamon.
You could add raisins and cook them in there toward the end. That's an option if you like that. We haven't done it, but I'm sure it wouldn't be bad. Alrighty.
Okay, that looks good.
There we go.
Yeah, put that in there and get some of that cinnamon off of there.
Yeah, alright.
Now, a slab will be a lip burner.
You reckon?
Yep.
Now, cool, just a second.
That cinnamon just adds a little.
Yeah, cinnamon. And you can put a little nutmeg or something like that if you like, a clove or something, even if that's what your favorite flavor is. Still hot.
Yep, it is hot.
It's good warm, but it's also good. If you have leftovers, you should have put it in the fridge, and it's good cold too.
Yeah, it's cold.
It thickens up. It's a kind of a fine line. Get it done enough, but then when it thickens up, even more when it's in the refrigerator. So, however kind of texture you like, you kind of have to.
Well, that about does it for this weekend getaway. We hope you like this series of Davisdale Conservation Area. We like it. It's a quiet little place to go. No need in going to a Starbucks or a Walmart or a Cracker Barrel. If you need a camp going through Missouri, just find your conservation area. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, which is like, share us on Facebook or Instagram. Tell us what desserts you cook while you're out camping or at home. Something you'd like us to try.
Yep.
Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Yep. All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye.